What we're going to do first is create the little heart. So we just go into the shapes, get the basic heart shape, and then I'm going to size it and I'm going to shrink it down so that it is about 3/4 of an inch tall. So I just watch that top number up there. Okay, and then I'm going to apply just the basic fill to it, and I don't want it to have an outline, so I'm going to come in here and get the no-sew for the outline and apply that. And then on this screen, this is where I can play with the stitch angle and the density. I am going to increase the density, and I'm going to turn the undersewing on and then shoot that over to the embroidery side of the machine. And then I'm going to save that in the memory of the machine. Then I'm going to go back into IQ Designer or Design Center, and now I'm going to create the big heart. And so I'm going to go select it, and I want to size this one so that it is about 8 inches tall. So I'm just going to increase that up. There we go. And then I'm just going to go ahead, now that I have it sized, I'm going to save that in the memory of the IQ Designer or Design Center so I can bring that back up here in a minute. Then I'm going to hit next, and what this is going to be, it will be the template for where I need to add my hearts, my little hearts, and my names along the edge here. So then I'm just going to go into Add, and I'm going to pull from the machine, and I'm going to use that first heart there. And then I'm going to go into Rotate, and I'm going to move that heart over here on the edge, and then I'm going to rotate it just a little bit and play with it until I get it positioned the way I want it. And then I can duplicate that heart and bring it down, and then maybe duplicate it again and bring it down. And then I can just go in and play with each one of those individually until I get it positioned the way I want it. Maybe nudge that one up just a little bit. And then I'm going to add the names. So I'm just going to push Add, go into the fonts that are built into the machine, and there's some cute little like children's looking fonts. And so I'm going to type in the first initial, and I do know I think the medium size is better, and I can still play with the size after I get it set. And then I'm gonna move that one over here into place and rotate it a little bit, maybe not that much, and then move it into position. I'm gonna rotate it back just a little bit, about like that. And then add the next name, choose the same font, choose the medium size, and then set that, move it over here into place, and then rotate it. About like that, and then kind of just play with each section if you want to move and tweak each one, get it the way you want it. Now, once you have your hearts, your little hearts, and your names the way you want them, what we're going to do is we're going to delete this big heart. So I'm using the select arrows down here at the bottom of the screen until I get the big heart selected, and then we're going to delete it for right now. And so that just leaves us the little hearts and the names. And so But now I'm going to use these as a template back into the IQ Designer Design Center. So I'm going to select all of them, and then I'm going to group those together. Then I'm going to save it again with it grouped. Okay, now I'm going to go into this little flower icon, and that's going to give me the shape of them here. So I'm going to save that in the memory, and it tells me it's going to save it in the IQ Designer or Design Center, and it's going to be located underneath the stamp or the shapes tool. So I say okay. I'm going to go back to home. Then I'm going to go back into IQ Designer or Design Center. I'm going to pull up that heart, the big heart that I saved a while ago. And then I'm going to go get the names and the little hearts underneath that stamps or that shape tool. There's that little flower icon. And there they are. And then I can set that, and it's exactly on top of that heart. And so what I want to do is I'm going to create that open area inside this big heart where those names are going to stitch off. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to erase everything, all of this, and so that's just letting me, kind of showing me where the area is that I need to erase. So I'm just going to choose my erase tool, and then just start. I'm going to go get a bigger one. Choose a bigger erase tool, and then just start erasing all of this. And you kind of freak out and you think, well, you just created that, but that's okay. I have it saved over on the embroidery side. There we go. So that's created that open part of my heart. And then I'm just going to go in, I'm going to choose a red color, say okay, apply that. And then when I send it to the next screen, I do want to increase the density of my satin stitch, and I want to make it as wide as it'll go. And then set that, send it over to the embroidery side, and then all I need to do is go back into Add, pull from the memory pocket, go get my names and my hearts, and they are set right in that open area that I created in that heart. And then I can just add my grandma name here. So I'm just going to go Add, go get the same font, and this time I'm going to use the large size. And I'm going to go ahead, while I'm here, I'm going to go and arc it. Go ahead and arc it here, and then set it, and then I can move it up here on top of the heart and going to rotate and kind of play with it a little bit, get it rotated and moved where I want it, and just set it right up on top there. And then you basically just go through the same process if you want to create the smaller heart inside this one. And then I am going to go ahead and group all of this together. So I go and select everything, group it together so it's all one design now, and then save that in the memory of the machine. And then you can just send it to the embroidery screen and stitch it off.